cliche, my family would look at me and that would get you. Because like I am a big belief in like Asian culture. And
but what if you're like me? There's no Asian in me. I'm Black, Native American, and French. There is no shame.
Yeah, well, it depends on.
I actually had more of the shame thing too. Like, though I remember my dad's technique was like, say I failed a class in high school or something like that. You know what you do? He'd be like, you know what you're gonna do for the next like 6-8 hours? You're gonna go in the yard and you're gonna dig ditches because that's what you're gonna do if you fail school. You're just gonna dig ditches for the rest of your life. And so that's what I had to do. I had to, shovel and dig and do all that kind of crap.
See,
and that's what I did for hours on hours and hours. And then it was like, you know what? I really don't want to fucking dig ditches for the rest of my life.
Things like that help. Like set you who you are, but like nowadays you see kids going like, go ahead, mom, hit me, and I'll call the cops.
I hate that so much.
Depends on the severity of the punishment. I said it to my mom one time, where she's all like, she gets the belt and go, I'm gonna call the HRS. And she's like, she gets the phone and she's like, call them, nigga, I dare you. She's like, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna put your black ass in a foster home.
You think that's better than this?
You'll come out all fucked up. And I'm looking at my mom. I'm like, dang, she's really pissed because she's cussing.
Yeah, see, like, discipline helps structure a child, but there's something as too much discipline. You have to have the right amount.
That's abuse already.
Yeah. You can be like, totalitarian, which is totalitarian parents produce mentally screwed up kids.
The worst thing is like I see that
permissive parents produce screwed up kids.
You gotta have the right balance, but what I see a lot is like Foodland, because I'm working there all the time. You cash register, you see kids yelling, you see the parents that will literally like just their kid will start yelling, we'll pick them up, walk outside, and everyone's just kind of like, finally there's the kids that just yelling, and then she tries to buy him a candy bar, tries to buy him a cookie, and everyone's just thinking in their head, you need to take that kid outside and just.
I'll beat him right there in the store.
I'm a dishwasher.
No, that's a little too much.
Security cameras.
Unfortunately,
Look, when I was a kid in the 80s, you could do that.
Oh,
I remember I would have men come up to my mom, ma'am, you need help with your son?
Yeah.
You can use my belt if you want. You can't do that no more.
Yeah.
But I remember I'm a dishwasher at Big City Diner.
Yeah.
And there was this little kid who was just running around, running, and I'm washing, and I can hear pitter patter, and the waitresses are like, oh my god, I wish the parents would do something. So I said, I got this. So I picked up the big thing full of dishes. It weighs about 30 pounds. And I walked out. I waited for her to come, and I walked out, and she stopped and just ran into my leg and fell down. I said, oh my god, are you okay, little girl? You need to watch where you're going. This thing weighs more than you do. You could get hurt. She went and she sat down. She did not move the whole rest of the time her family was there. So I went back in the kitchen, and the waitress comes by and she's like, you did that on purpose. And I go, what are you talking about? And she's like, good job.
Well, see, that's another thing you gotta understand. Like, it's the fact that you can't discipline kids, because parents can. They have the capabilities.
Yeah.
It's more because everybody loves social appearance. That's what sets everything. You beat your kid. Oh my god, you're a child hitter. That's wrong. Shame on you.
Oh, fuck that.
And there's that category. And then there's the ones who's like, I would never do that to my kid. I would not be like my parents who hit me.
Yeah.
And then they have a kid of their own who's going crazy.
And then they
The crazy thing you see is those people, like those parents, like, oftentimes, like people I know, and it's talking to people at school, like when I went to Coop and stuff, you tell they'd be like this, or people I encounter at Foodland, it's like, how the hell did you breed? But you can tell, they whack their kids, they're dirty lickings all the time, and they grew up because their parents did that to them, and then they grow up doing it to their kids, and then their kids grow up these angry whatever people that come into the store and they're just like, I can't believe this shit's like this, and they go off on people. It's like, you're doing this. You hit your kids become angry, and that's how they deal with their stuff, and there's this vicious cycle that never ends. And I'm just kind of wondering, how do you like convince a girl, or do you just like, a shotgun marriage kind of shit, like you got her pregnant, not like you guys actually went and made a family, and then they have like 6 kids, and then it just spreads farther. Like, why?
I remember seeing something like that. I remember I was in Walmart in Mililani, and I hear this like screaming. Kids give out tantrums.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and you slam their head on the floor.
You know what? Every child is going to do it at least once.
Yeah, I was like,
every child is going to throw at least one tantrum.
Yeah, one
How
time.
you deal with it is whether the parent is going to determine whether or not.
Well, you learn your lesson
just
somehow.
one.
Yeah.
Like my nephew.
One
or
time I was
multiple
like,
tantrums.
like working at like at my kiosk, right? There was like this little kid who was like screaming like off her head. She was like lying down on the floor. She wanted
Ooh, a
to,
class 5.
Yeah.
We got category
Yeah,
together. We're like
yeah,
a whiny
class
crybaby kid. Oh, that's only a level 1. Don't worry. Then like a class 5 whiny brat on like
No, I'm
CNN.
serious. It was like super high pitched, and the mom was just like standing there. The kid was crying because she wanted to be held. She didn't want to walk. She didn't want to be held by the mom's hand and like walk. Huh? The little kid was like maybe like 2 or 3 years old.
Okay, that's understandable.
But no, it's the fact that the kid's throwing such a tantrum.
The tantrum, yes,
The
but
tantrum was just
tantrums
so
are-
I
I
Unacceptable.
think the
Yeah,
request
well,
I think you should be
But what
able
the
to
mom
still-
did was she was just standing there like 10 feet away from her. She's like, come here, come here. She wasn't even doing shit for that kid. She wasn't doing nothing for her.
Like I said
I
again.
mean
how you
that's
deal
not
with it.
not really a good model.
Well, because
for the
my
mom.
nephew, we went to Walmart and he didn't eat his dinner. So we were in Walmart. He's like, "Uncle, I want ice cream." And I'm like, "A person in hell wants ice water." And he's like, "Uncle, I want ice cream now."
Oh
Little boy,
no,
how old are
you
you?
did it.
3. How old am I? Grown up. If you ever talk to me like that again, we're gonna have issues. Okay, but I want ice cream. You didn't eat your dinner. You can't have ice cream. So he drops down and starts throwing a tantrum in the middle of Walmart. And I look at him and I'm like, when you're done, I'll be in electronics. So I go over to electronics and he comes over and he's like, "Uncle," I said, "Oh, you're done?" And he's like, "I want ice cream," and he throws himself down again and starts throwing another tantrum. And I'm like, "Well, I'll be in toys when you're done." And I start to walk away, and this lady's like, "Why don't you just give him what he wants?" And I'm like, "Lady, why don't you just mind your own business? Do you have kids? Yeah? That's why they're probably, let me guess, they have issues in school, they don't listen to adults, they're always in trouble. Well, that's because that's because you didn't discipline them right." Excuse me, who are you? Who are you to tell me how to discipline my nephew, bitch?
Yeah, that's it. Like, what about you, Danny? Any
It's just
personal
like,
experience?
God.
I've got a good one after
I have
this.
this.
But you
look-
know what? He never threw a tantrum ever again with me.
I don't know why,
how
but
the
I
brain
have this
works.
scary white person look where all I have to do is stare at a child and they will shit their pants.
I personally think it's the eyebrows with the hair.
Yeah, I think it is. But it's usually, it's like, I'll be walking around and it's like, oh shit. I'll be smoking my cigarette and everything else. And they're just like petrified. It's like, oh my god,
Oh no,
is he going to eat me?
no,
Terrence, I think he's going to eat us. You're the bad one,
no, actually,
so save me.
At my church, I'm an usher. Make sure the kids don't run and run over everything.
No, he didn't mean
I'm the
usher.
mean usher. All the kids know me. I'm the mean usher. I'm the one who will yell at you when you're naughty, and I have no qualms with it. It's like Isaiah. What did you do wrong? I was running. Are you supposed to be running? No. Corner. Stand there till your dad's done talking. Now.
I've never had that discipline. The corner discipline.
I have.
I've
It
never.
only works on certain kids.
It's like me. The disciplines I got was the look, and fighting my grandfather in a Kendall tournament.
Disciplines I had was whip to the butt with a belt, and also
anything
one
that's
time
around.
my dad's like, stand on one leg and hold these books in your hand,
My buddy does that.
No,
too.
no, no.
and I started to cry.
No,
his
you know that
10-year-old
that
does
discipline wasn't discipline. That was like freaking Mr. Miyagi shit. Stand on leg, hold books.
Actually,
My buddy does that to his 10-year-old. When his 10-year-old mounts off, he makes him stand in the corner, and basically he gets one of those, those Bible commentaries that are like that.
Oh
He gets one
god.
of those and he's like, hold out your hands, and he makes him stand like that for about 10, 15 minutes.
I cannot.
I had to
Oh,
fight
that's-
my
I
dad.
couldn't do that.
What about you?
Oh, the kid starts crying. It's hilarious.
Are you kidding me? He gets beat. He gets beaten the shit out of all the time.
They live next to each
just
other.
yelled, but
I mean, me. I grew up. Oh my god. I think the worst. I
my
think
grandma's like bipolar /
Crazy?
Is your grandma like German?
yeah.
Might as well be.
She's like, she was raised on a farm.
No, but is she like? Is that where your
Yeah,
German side?
she's-
That explains everything.
Well, I don't know my mom. I don't know my mom's side. I just know my dad's side, which is German Irish. So.
Are you freaking kidding me? Your discipline was heaven compared to what I had to go through in my childhood.
True,
But you're old school Filipino, dude.
Yeah. Like no, the worst.
Stereotypically, we all know how white people discipline their kids.
Bad child. I'm like, what the
Hey, don't look at me. My dad's Mexican. Don't look at me.
Okay.
We have
okay.
Southern white people.
Don't look
and
at me.
that's
My
how
dad's
I was
Mexican.
raised.
My
He's
dad
Mexican.
will. Yeah, he's
You're
the one who made me
Mexican.
take. Yeah.
No, no,
look
you
white.
gotta understand when I was
I know,
growing
but
up.
my dad's total. You know.
It's gonna help when you drop.
Oh,
punch.
you're a güero.
No, see, you understand it actually depends because like I was growing up, my mom married a naval captain and like he's on the officer course. Thank God, like because imagine he has a naval cadet right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, she married him and like I grew up and I remember his ways discipline was read this book. Okay, I love reading. You can't discipline somebody when you do something they love, and it was medical books. I love medical books. I know I'm weird.
See, like
that.
with my buddy's 5-year-old Isaiah, he's very, very social. He likes to know what's going on in the room. He's always so sticking him in the corner is like death. If I say corner, he starts crying immediately. He hates it.
Corner never worked on
his
me.
brother, I can't put his brother in the corner because it's just he likes the corner.
I used to stand in the corner and just go to sleep. Like,
Yeah, he'll play. He'll play quietly by
No,
himself
but-
in the corner.
yeah, it depends, like
So I
my-
have to punish
I was
him
one
a
of
different way.
those. It was just
Yeah.
like play quietly by myself,
see-
that kind of thing.
You gotta
the
give
corner
him,
thing never worked
so
for me.
it
I
only
could
works
just sit
on
in a
certain
corner.
shows.
I could
You gotta
just
give him like a
think of things.
negative
I just sit there and
stimulus while
think
at that
the whole
corner.
time. I could be here for
That's
3
how you're
hours.
gonna
I'd be like,
push him
I'm
away from
not
the corner.
bored.
Taser gun.
Oh, you gotta have like
Damn it! I
ugly
said it on the
drawings
nose.
of-
I think he's dead.
Actually, what I know what doing is I make him sound. I put a mark on the wall that's where his nose would be if he were on his tiptoes, and I go put your nose in that mark.
Oh wow.
I'm a little more
Damn.
nice. I do invisible chair.
No, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like I like the fact that
You should have something like
It's
disgusting and
really
moral to stare at
effective
that
on
corner.
boys, not so much on girls.
I kind of like that nose idea.
No, you see,
punishment
yeah.
is more effective on boys than on girls.
no,
I just
you gotta
insult them
understand
and call
one
them
thing
fat.
about punishment in general. The people who
Like you're a
perfected
fat ass.
punishment.
No one will ever love you if you keep
crap.
acting like that.
Yeah,
Do you
see?
want people to love you? Don't act like that.
Ouch.
I gotta
like-
say,
that's
the
like my
guys who
mom with the
invented,
report
like
card.
the guys who perfected punishment in general, and I will take the note from the book till the end of this day, is military. The Army, the Marine, Navy guys, they perfected punishment perfectly. Because the fact is, they put together mental and physical abuse in a form of punishment. It's called the fucking push-up.
You know something